Hey Pisces, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so take what works, leave what doesn't. If I don't catch your storyline or wavelength on this reading, just go ahead and check your other major placements. And there are no extendeds this week. And I actually already did a reading for you guys, and then I accidentally deleted it. Although it's tarot, so there are no accidents. I mean, there probably aren't accidents anyway, but it's easier to like go with that if we're just talking tarot. So tarot, there are no accidents. So here's your fresh new reading. We've already shuffled and I'm cutting the deck here. So, and if you haven't already, please do hit the subscribe button and the like button. It does help spread the word of the channel and help other people find it. So for the overall of the reading, we have a Page of Swords. Someone's trying to figure out how to communicate. They're trying to learn something. The page is the learner, and the swords can really be about intellectual activities. So reading up on something, learning about something, trying to understand something in a more intellectual way, and maybe even trying to understand how to talk about something. So there's communication both coming in and going out. It is like the student, right, where you're reading the assigned materials and then you have to write a paper on it. So there's some sort of attempt at learning something. So learning something new, being a new student. So this could be you or this could be someone else. This could be a student in your life. That's just, you know, an interesting idea that it's someone else. So I'm guessing this is you trying to learn something, trying to understand something, trying to wrap your mind around a concept and really get a handle on it so you can communicate clearly about it. So, but Page is definitely the freshman. Could be someone younger than you if it's not you, a child in your life. Yeah, someone trying to understand. So Pisces, this is your past, your present, your inner landscape. What's at issue? Environment, to-do list, possible outcome. This is fascinating. I always take pictures. Well, not always. I forget sometimes. But I take pictures of the spread and post them at the end. And I am curious if anyone notices that and finds it helpful. But what's interesting about this is we've got 4 cards in yellow and 3 cards in blue and then a green. But the whole top row is this bright yellow, and then the whole bottom row is cups and emotion and feeling, and it's all blue, and then the top is all gold. So it's really fascinating. It's a really cool visual. So I'll try to remember to post the picture at the end of the reading. So in your recent past, we have a Queen of Pentacles. There's a lot of people. There's some pages. There's 2 queens, 2 pages, a knight. There's a lot of people here, a lot of people. So we have a Queen of Pentacles. Someone's been very focused on creating something in their reality, on what the next step is. She's pretty practical, but she's very focused on her journey, on her steps. The queens are internally focused, and the court cards typically represent a person. So this might have been you in the past, or this is someone you know. So this person is has been very career focused on the next step, focused on what they want. I really can appreciate that energy. As a natural people pleaser, it can be hard to just focus on my own path. And so some of us are more wired that way, to just focus on other things and other people. But this one's, the queens are very internally focused, and that's why I love them. They're focused on their path, on what's next for them, on heading up to the next level. This person wants to go to the next level, and they're really thinking it through, and they're really thinking very practically about how we move up, how we move towards the next level. In your current situation, we have another page, a Page of Pentacles. So this is almost like the writing portion of the learning experience, and then this is the real actual experience. So we have trying to figure out how to make something, someone's trying to figure out how to make something happen in reality. This person is like, okay, so I've figured out what I want next, what my goal is next, not necessarily what's expected of me next, but what I want next, and what I want the next step to be, and I'm figuring out how to get to the next step. This Page of Pentacles is like, okay, it's almost a step back, actually, because we were queen, and now we're going back to some sort of beginning here. Like, okay, let's go back actually to the beginning, back a couple steps. Like maybe this ladder isn't quite like, we realized it was a little rickety and it wasn't quite situated well. So now we're going back. We're like, okay, actually there's a bunch of, Well, this one really has the pentacles as farmers and harvesting. So she wants to harvest in the tree, but this page is like, actually, there's more to be harvested on the ground. Let's take the low-hanging fruit first before we start reaching up. And maybe there was a sense that this ladder wasn't quite stable. So it's almost like something has to go back and be redone, or there's just like a needing to go back to being a beginner again, like to being to just starting, to just figuring out like what the reality is, and like learning, like maybe you're like, okay, and then I'm gonna get this promotion, like hold up here, actually we're still just learning how to do this job at the basic level. We don't really need to be thinking about like what the next level is and what the next steps are. So so this Page of Pentacles is making something happen in reality, but there's still like an awkward learning period here. There's still, it's almost like the way these are coming out, it almost seems like someone got a little ahead of themselves. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's figure out just the foundation of the reality, the beginning. So this is all about learning something. A learning experience is what these pages are coming in with here, is a learning experience. And we have something like, in reality, maybe there's like plans and ideas and you've been kind of getting ahead of yourself, and now, or somebody was very, it also could be someone's very focused on their career and someone else is just getting started with something, and someone else is like much further down the line. And then if these are two, they're looking so similar though, it almost looks like it's the same person that's like, actually, let's go back to the beginning here. And I actually don't really know what this foundational step is. And, you know, let's figure out how to harvest things safely. Like this is like the expert harvester, like she's ready for the next step. And then this one's like, I just actually, let's just figure out some basic steps. So it could be two people at sort of different levels, trying to work together, maybe a work relationship. And this one's very ambitious, very much looking forward to their next steps, to where they want to go. And this one's sort of the beginner. So we could have a mentor who's a little more focused on their own career, and a mentee here that's trying to just get the basics down. So there's might be a disparity in expertise, and a disparity in levels, a disparity on where there's a path. So this could be one person who like got a little ahead of themselves and has to go back to square one, or this could be two people where one is very focused on, one is several steps ahead of the other here, and one's just kind of figuring out like, what's going on, am I bruising the fruit when I put it in the bag? And this one's like, yeah, okay, let's just actually go up to the tree. We've got more higher fruits to harvest. But it's almost like currently there's like more low-lying fruits that need to be harvested first, or gathered up, or learned. There's just a learner here, something that needs to be learned in the physical reality. So your hopes, your fears, your inner landscape, 10 of Swords, you're hoping for some sort of, maybe this has been a really difficult learning process or a really difficult thing. Like these pentacles, these people are all trying to make something happen in reality. They're trying to get something going, trying to get it moving. But there's something here that we'd like to close up a chapter, a painful chapter of your life, is I think what you're hoping for is like something to kind of be over with and done with. And that's been a little difficult. That's been a struggle, maybe a little bit painful, and maybe not quite, yeah, a painful chapter. There's like a desire to close up a painful chapter in your life, or hoping something's going to come to an end, hoping that, okay, this is all the missteps that are going to be made, or this is as bad as it gets, or this is as painful as it gets. Swords can often talk about rationality and thoughts, and also communication, right? So we can be talking about possibly like the end of some sort of painful communication, something that's been difficult and painful and sharpish and felt like it was trying to kill you. And so there's a sense of wanting to transform that and having that be done, and leaving these things in the graveyard and being able to move forward. I love this card, especially as we approach Day of the Dead. We've got the marigolds here, really important to that holiday. And then we have these skulls. I mean, everything's got a skull in this deck, but we have this sense of transformation here. and emergence. There's a sense, a little bit of a sense of a phoenix rising from, like, okay, are these all the ashes? Do we have all the ashes? Has this been thoroughly burnt to a crisp? Because then we can rise from that. But as long as there's something still smoldering over here, or some kind of issue going on over here, we can't really rise up from that and have a renewal. Like, as long as the caterpillar is still part caterpillar or part goo, we don't get a butterfly yet, right? The situation has to come to some sort of completion. So there's a sense of like wanting something, to having a desire for some, maybe even worried about those last little embers, maybe even concerned about, is this going to, because there's some part of you that desires, obviously you're going to desire the end of a painful transformation or a painful situation. But there's also, so you want that, but there's also might be some fear mixed in with that, of like the last vestiges of this old thing, and not quite feeling ready for that to be completely turned to ash or completely done. So in your, what's the issue here is this Eight of Pentacles. So this is about, there's a clinginess. So there's a clinginess to the work. So this is interesting because the way Eight of Pentacles reverse would come out in another deck would be not working, something's not working, something's not coming to fruition. We have this Queen of Pentacles and this Page of Pentacles. They're working together to like actually bring in a harvest, something that they're actually trying to work hard in reality. And this Eight of Pentacles would be like, but there's no work to be done. There's no, we can't bring this into, there's no work to be done, or if there is work to be done, it just really doesn't resonate. But this Eight of Pentacles is a little bit different. This Eight of Pentacles is like offering the fruits of the labors, but there's a clinginess. So this Eight of Pentacles is like opening up the purse, opening up something, and not the fruits of the labors, the labor. There may not be fruits to the labors yet. We may not have actually, oh, and there's always a sense of self-expression too with that Eight of Pentacles in the upright in most situations, is there's a sense of self-expression that goes into the work. So there may have been a lack of self-expression, like all of this work, all of this planning, all of this looking at these next steps and this trying to make something happen. There may have been a sense of not bringing one's full self to the work, not creating something that resonates with oneself, not having been passionate about the work. I mean, and not being passionate about the work can be a really big headwind to getting anything done. If you're not feeling it, whew, that's a much harder road to travel than if you are feeling it. Like, you know, I always have a to-do list, but there are things that have to get done and they're always so difficult to do. But if I get the feeling to do them, then I'm like, oh yeah, let's go. That took like 5 minutes and it was easy peasy and lots of fun. So once the feeling hits, then it's much easier to get a task done. Of course, tasks with deadlines and whatever, you don't always have that luxury, but take that luxury when you do have it. So this Eight of Pentacles could be about something, having some sort of work, having not resonated or having not brought one's full self into a reality, into a situation, having not found a sense of self-expression in that. But I'm seeing like actually a different card. I think it's right here. Wow. Nope. Okay. I'm seeing a different card overlaid here, but just looking at this card, I'd say there's an opening up of just the way this card presents. There's an opening up and a less clinging, and that's a bit of what's going on in this situation. Some things, there's a possibility for more generosity. There's a possibility of opening up something, something that you've worked hard for, and something that's genuine and real to you, and there's a sense of opening up this bag, right? So here she's kind of clinging to this bag, but she's also, is she offering it or is she clinging to it? And in the upright, I see the bag opening and maybe even something spilling out here. What's in your environment is the Ace of Cups. So there's a new, basically this would be, I mean, basically we have the Knight of Cups and the Queen of Cups. We don't have any kings here, which is interesting. But But we have a Knight of Cups and a Queen of Cups. And of course, the genders can all be, it doesn't matter. It's just a signifier for these people, are just signifiers for people in our lives, male or female, and the activity that they're up to. So this Ace of Cups, there's maybe a new relationship here, maybe something new coming in. It's refreshing. It's meant to revive what's been a barren landscape, what's been very difficult. I like it with this Ten of Swords, like hoping something's finally over, hoping some sort of difficult, painful situation is finally over, because this puppy's coming in. And you know, it's your external, so it's kind of a little bit ready or not. You're not you may have called this in, but you're not like in charge of it starting, or when it starts, or how it starts. But this is just this lovely renewal, this overflow of emotion, this deluge of emotion, just finally hitting the desert and hitting this this place where it seemed like nothing was growing, and now there's like a bunch of stuff coming to life. There's this resurrection that happens in this particular depiction of Ace of Cups. Is a real resurrection vibe, and maybe not a resurrection of something past, but there's a resurrection of the soul, a resurrection of the spirit, an overflow of emotion. And it can be really, because it's cups, the beginning of a relationship. And maybe it's a relationship with this Queen of Pentacles, someone who's very focused on next steps and progressing something. Yeah. Your to-do list is Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups here. The Knights are very brave, very courageous. They communicate. This one's got a message all rolled up here. They communicate. The job requires in them, for the most part, other than the Knight of Pentacles, bravery and courage. So being brave, being courageous, and there's a sense of crossing a threshold. The mind may be looking back at what's all gone on before, this painful situation, hoping to wrap up. These sort of resonate here as far as like still looking back. Is this all ashes? Is this all cleaned up? Is this all done and over with? But then there's a sense where the spirit, representing this skeleton horse here, wants to go through the threshold. The spirit's gonna take you through the threshold. Your mind may still be looking at some sort of other situation, at the caterpillar, at the last vestiges of the caterpillar, at the cocoon. Your mind may still be back there, but your spirit's like, just we're already moving, honey. Like, what? I don't know why you're looking at look in the direction that you're going, please. So your job is to communicate and make some forward movement, and it will require bravery, it will require courage, it will require authenticity. We have the Knight of Cups here. So it's almost like this horse is being called home, back to the stables, back to the barns, and it knows where it's going. Like this cup is calling it. So the Knight of Cups is it's okay to have some doubts, or some, looking back here at the past, like, but your job is to really communicate clearly something and to move forward with it. Possible outcome, we have a Queen of Cups. Again, this can be male or female. This is someone, they are very in touch with their feelings. They know exactly how they feel. And this is a sharing. This Queen of Cups in particular is talking about, this one's almost talking about make a move. This Queen of Cups is definitely, normally I think of the Queen of Cups as the Queen's internally focused and focused on their own feelings, focused on their own emotions, and all that's going on there. This one wants to share it though. This one's not, oftentimes the queens are very private about their emotions. There's a lot under the surface. There's a lot they're not talking about. They might be journaling about it, trying to figure out. This one is just like putting it out on the table. So this could be you or somebody else. I mean, we've already got you being the Knight of Cups. So my guess is that there might be, this is a kind of suspiciously cute reading. Like, it's very cute, but you're just trying to figure something out, I think. This is all about learning, a learning experience. Somebody learning. There's a lot of communication here. 2 queens, 2 pages. So maybe everybody here is a little bit inexperienced, or a little bit, or trying to figure something out, trying to learn something. And 2 queens, maybe there's two both parties here are focused on, one's focused on their feelings and able to share, and one's focused on some sort of reality, like what's this going to look like in reality. I mean, there's just, it's a really interesting reading. There's a lot of, just visually it's interesting too. So hopefully you stick around to look at that picture. But all right, Pisces, this one went a lot longer than I thought it was going to, but it's really cute. There's a lot of love down here, and there's a lot of like planning and figuring shit out too. It's cute. All right, Pisces, I hope that was helpful for you. Thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, and comments, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.